The Migration Advisory Committee has come up with 21 recommended occupations that will be on the shortage occupations list. Remember that it's no longer going to be called shortage occupations list, but immigration salary list. Now, it's very important that you understand what this list is all about and the recommended salary that has to be met as a minimum threshold, because if your employer recommends something on your COS and is not up to the required amount, your visa might be refused. I know of some times when they refer back to the employer and tell the employer to increase it, or it's refused. It's very important you pay attention to such news so that you'll be able to be updated on the right path to follow. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help you transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK, US, or Canada. If any of these countries interest you, please subscribe to this channel. Hit on the notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. On 4th of December 2023, the UK Home Secretary announced a 5-point plan on how they were going to reduce net migration. And one of the proposals there was that MAC, the Migration Advisory Committee, was going to review the list of occupations on the shortage occupations list. Now, MAC has just announced 21 recommended occupations on that list, and it's a huge reduction from 30% of the occupations on the skilled worker visa to 8% of occupations on the skilled worker visa. This is a big deal. It's very important that you know the occupations on that list so that you are well prepared. If you're given a COS and the salary on the COS does not meet the minimum salary threshold recommended for that occupation, your visa might be refused, and I don't want that for you. You have to understand that when it comes to developed countries, they have a list of occupations that they release, and sometimes they have a list similar to this, maybe like a shortage occupations list, where they want to bring down the minimum salary threshold so that it's easier for employers to recruit people there. So if you bring down the salary that you should pay a foreign worker and bring it down a bit, employers are more likely to recruit more to fill in those occupations than if it is very, very high. Remember that they proposed that 8,700 as the minimum salary threshold for most occupations. You have to understand which occupations are affected by these changes. Now, I'm going to be sharing my screen so I can see everything. Remember that the link is in the description box. I'm going to be showing you what the current salary is for some occupations and what the future salary, that is from April of 2024, is going to be. It's very important that you pay attention to this so that if you have to change visa, you know you have to apply as soon as possible before these increase take place. As you can see on my screen, it says summary of change in immigration rules related to the shortage occupations list or immigration salary list. General threshold, minimum salary threshold if not on the shortage occupations list. Now, the current policy for those that are non-health and care worker occupations is 26,200. The future one, which is from April 2024, is going to be 38,700. Health and care worker occupations not on the pay scale, including care workers and senior care workers. The salary there is 26,200. And then the future one from April 2024 is going to be £29,000. Now, pay scale occupations. You know the pay scale occupations, teachers, medical doctors, and that. It says £20,960. And so the future one is going to be 23,200. Now it says minimum general threshold if on shortage occupations lists. So the current policy for non-health and care worker occupations is £20,960, and from April 2024 is going to be £30,960. Now, for the health and care worker occupations not on a pay scale, including care workers and senior care workers, that one is currently at £20,960, and the future, from April 2024 is going to be £23,200. It's very important to know that the Migration Advisory Committee also published something about new entrants on this particular document. Now, you know that many of you have been asking me questions about new entrants. New entrant is not a visa. It is just an opportunity to have a discount on your salary threshold. It means that you are a new entrant into the labor market. Perhaps you just graduated, or you just completed a graduate visa, or your last visa was a graduate visa, as long as it's within 2 years since graduation from a university in the UK, or you are under 26. I shared a video about new entrants. I'm going to put it up here. Just read what they have to say here. They said, new entrant threshold. The government has announced that for now, the new entrant discount available for those aged 26 and under will continue. In its current form, this discount provides a 30% discount on the occupation-specific threshold and a 20% discount on the general salary threshold, the higher of which must be paid. If you're a new entrant into the labor market, perhaps you are someone that just graduated from a university in the UK, you are going to have that 30%, discount on 38,700 is £27,090, and the alternative is the 20% on the salary threshold of that particular occupation. So any of them that is the higher option is the one that will be chosen. So just prepare yourself for this. Now, for the immigration salary list recommendations, the following skilled worker, non-health and care worker occupations have been recommended for the immigration salary list. These occupations were previously recommended for the shortage of occupations list in our 2023 review. Table 2, skilled worker, non-health and care worker occupations recommended for the ISL that were previously recommended for inclusion on the shortage occupations list in our 2023 review are managers of forestry, fishing and related services, laboratory technician, pharmaceutical technician, boat and ship builders and repairers, bricklayers and roofers, roof tilers, construction, building traders, animal care services occupations, care workers and home carers. The next table is occupations recommended for the immigration salary list that are not on the health and care worker visa, where inclusion is sensible due to increased salary threshold. So you understand this. They are not on the health and care visa, but they are recommended for the immigration salary list. Chemical scientists, biological scientists and biochemists, social and humanities scientists, artists, dancers and choreographers. We also have musicians, art officers, producers and directors, graphic designers, welders, trade, carpenters and joiners. Then we have table 4, occupations recommended for the immigration salary list that are eligible for the health and care worker visa, and that were previously recommended for inclusion on the shortage occupations list in our 2023 review. Laboratory technicians, remember the salary threshold is low, 23,200. Pharmaceutical technicians, 23,400. Care workers, 23,200. Senior care workers, all jobs, 23,200. These occupations are not recommended for inclusion into this list. So look at them. Agriculture and fishing trades, fishing and other elementary agricultural occupations. The following occupation is not recommended for ISL as previously submitted evidence on efforts to alleviate shortage was deemed unconvincing. We also have plasterers here. This next table is the following operations are not recommended for the ISL as they are on a national pay scale. These occupations have an occupation specific threshold defined by their national pay scale above the minimum floor of 23,200 and therefore would not receive any salary discount if included on the ISL. Medical practitioners, psychologists, medical radiographers, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, nurses, secondary education teaching professionals, primary and nursery education teaching professionals, social workers, paramedics, nursing auxiliaries, and assistants. Now, this other aspect, they are saying occupations not recommended for the ISL as their median salary is above 38,700. We have health services and public health managers, residential day and domiciliary care managers, biological scientists and biochemists, physical scientists, civil engineers. Just check out the list, production engineers, and we have your IT business analyst. So just know that you need a minimum salary threshold of 38,700 for these occupations. But remember that if you are an entrant, a new entrant into a labor market, go and find out the qualities, the things that make you an entrant. And if you're an entrant, you have that 30% discount on these professions. So if you're a student, don't be afraid. I think you don't need to stress a lot. Try and apply for these jobs. And remember that if you are going to apply, some of these top companies are willing to sponsor you. They will pay for your visa, even that of your family, and your IHS fees too. So don't be afraid to try. I'm serious, there are companies that do pay for such things. So this is what has been published or announced, and I feel it's very important that you are aware of what is happening and you prepare yourself accordingly so that you don't get a refused visa. It's very stressful to go through the system and just get it wrong. And I wish you the best. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.